Dear students, in this class, we'll discuss about the important concept that is Bohr's atomic model. So this was the most successful atomic model. So this Bohr's atomic model was proposed by Niels Bohr in 1913. So if we discuss about the postulates of this Bohr's atomic model, in the first postulate itself, he explains about orbits. So what are orbits? The electrons revolve around the nucleus with definite velocities in circular paths. In circular paths of fixed radius and energy. So the electrons always will be revolving around the nucleus with definite velocities in closed circular paths. So those paths are known as what? Orbits or shells or main energy levels. So see here, the second postulate is explaining about how these orbits are denoted. So these principal energy levels or orbits or shells are denoted by KLMN or 1, 2, 3, 4 starting from the nucleus. Starting from the nucleus. So see here, so this is a nucleus. When n is equal to 1, so that energy level is known as K. When n is equal to 2, L, and n is equal to 3, M, and n is equal to 4, N, and so on. So, and in the next postulate is explaining about the stationary states or stationary orbits. So what are stationary states or stationary orbits? As long as the electron is revolving in the same orbit, the energy always remains constant. That means it will not emit energy or absorb energy. Since the energy is always remaining constant, those orbits are known as the stationary orbits or stationary states. So when does the energy changes? So when the electron is moving from one orbit to another orbit, then only the energy of the electron will change. So how does it change? By absorbing a sufficient energy, electron will be moving from lower energy orbit to higher energy orbit. So that process is known as excitation. That process is known as excitation. Since excited states are stable only for a short period of time, they return back to the ground state. While returning back from higher energy level to lower energy level, the energy will be released or emitted. So this is a E1. So this is the lower energy orbit and this is higher energy orbit. So see here, by observing certain energy, electron is moving from E1 to E2, which is a higher energy state. So again, so I told already, we have discussed that the higher energy states are stable for only a short period of time. So they return back to ground state. So that is nothing but difference in energy. So delta E, delta always represents difference. So difference in energy is equal to E2 minus E1, that is equal to H. So in the next postulate, he is explaining about angular momentum. So what is angular momentum? If we discuss about what is angular momentum, the rate at which the electron is revolving around the nucleus is known as angular momentum. So this angular momentum is indicated by MVR, where M is the mass of electron, V is the velocity of electron, and R is the radius of orbit in which the electron is revolving. That angular momentum is always equal to integral multiples of h by 2 pi. So MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi, where N is a principal quantum number and H is a Planck's constant. Planck's constant. So see here, when MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi, when N is equal to 1, MVR is equal to H by 2 pi. When N is equal to 2, MVR is equal to H by pi, and so on. And so on. So if you see the merits or advantages of Bohr's atomic model, so he could explain not only the spectrum of hydrogen, he also explained the spectrum of single electron species. Single electron species like He plus, Li2 plus, Be3 plus, and so on. So that is the first merit. And second, he could explain the stability of atom. So he also explained how the atom is stable. So stability of atom, and he is able to calculate the Rydberg's value. So which is in agreement with that of experimentally determined value, that is 109677.8. And he also calculated the radius of orbit using this Bohr's equation. So this is a Rn, the radius of nth orbit is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square m e square z. Since z is equal to 1 for hydrogen atom, so R is equal to 0.529 n square Armstrong units. For hydrogen like species, so 0.529 n square by z, that is Armstrong. And another merit, if you discuss the frequencies of lines, so which is from this hydrogen spectrum were calculated by using Bohr's equation. So they are in good agreement with the experimental values. So that is experimental values as well as the values that are calculated through the Bohr's equation, they are coinciding with each other. So that is about the merits of Bohr's atomic model. Now coming to demerits. So what are the disadvantages of Bohr's atomic model? So he only explained the spectrum of single electron species only, but he could not explain the spectrum of multi-electron atoms. Multi-electron atoms means those atoms which are having more than one electron, like He, Li plus and Be, and so on. And second, he could not explain the fine spectrum. He could not explain the fine spectrum. So what is here fine spectrum? So if you see, if you consider the spectrum is consisting of number of spectral lines. Spectral lines, when we are viewing through ordinary spectroscope, while we are observing through high resolving spectroscope, what happens that a single line is further classified into number of lines. So that spectrum is known as a fine spectrum. So how fine spectrum is produced? So that is not explained by Bohr's atomic model, and it could not explain Zeeman effect. So what is Zeeman effect? Splitting of spectral lines when atom is placed under the influence of magnetic field. So splitting of spectral lines under the influence of magnetic field is known as Zeeman effect, and splitting of spectral lines under the influence of electric field is known as the star effect. So he could not explain both the Zeeman effect and star effect, and he could not explain how the atoms are able to form molecules through the chemical bond. So how chemical bond formation takes place, how molecules are formed through atoms. So that he could not explain, the Bohr's atomic model could not explain the formation of chemical bonds, and it could not explain the quantization. So how MBR is equal to NH by 2 pi, that is also not clearly explained, and this is against Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So it is a flat model. So all these are demerits of Bohr's atomic model. So in the next class we'll discuss about the hydrogen.